Hey everyone, this is Matt from appup.io. I just wanted to go over my last visualization. I whipped this up using R and Leaflet.js. They are both fantastic. I recommend learning R. It's a bit of a strange language, has some quirks, but overall it makes doing these kind of things a lot easier. I also use Node and some other languages depending on what the job is, but as far as data, R is great. Then Leaflet.js is also a great tool. There's a library that works well with R and just kind of pumps out these files that look great. And then you can change the provider for the actual map. So this is one of those CartoDB things. I forgot the name of it. So let's get started. These are the stations for NiceRide, 2016 data, and we can go ahead and click on any one of them, see the number of rides, and select the start station. I'm going to just kind of show you a few of these before I go ahead and do that. And I'm going to show you this one off the bat because there's just a huge number of rides from the station. And I think it's a very common destination when people come into Minneapolis. This is actually Bide now, but that's I think the data was from 2016, so I'm not sure when the changeover happened, but if we zoom in we can also see that it says Lake Calhoun, but it's actually Lake Bide. And we go ahead and select that start station. We get an overview with all of the endpoints from this location, and the circle that is blue is how many returned back to the start station. So if we click it, we can see that there were over 6,000 rides from here and a little over 3,000 returned back. And when we click on a different one, that's really where the magic happens. So I'm just going to zoom in a little bit and click on this one. And you can see here it gives you the estimated time and the distance traveled from the start station to the selected end station. And we can actually, if we wanted to, see the common destinations from this next one by switching the start station. So we go ahead and click that. You can see where people go to that rented from here. 10,000 rides with over 4,000 returned back. Huge numbers. I think when I was going through this, I found over 2,000 rides a day during operating days for NiceRide. So they've got quite a membership. So we can go ahead and select over here. Only 27 rides, but that is because it is an estimated 21 minutes, and I think a lot of people tend to stay within 5 miles. Oh, I guess that is 5 miles. But stay close to home with these rides. And if we go ahead and change that start station, you can see here the common endpoints. And it seems like a lot of people probably rent from here, bike to here, and then go back. I'm not 100% with that, so don't quote me on that, but it's just kind of neat to see where people will go. It's a little bit probably less predictable if we go over here to one of these downtown locations. I'm going to go ahead and switch the start station. So here it's a little bit more evened out. Actually, more people I think went 198 versus 138. So more people rode it over here, which is only half a mile, than actually returned at the same location. So I think with the downtown locations, it seems like people just use it to get like within a mile or so, drop it off, and then eat or run their errand and then hop back on a bike. I think that's a great use, and it is really convenient to have these kind of stations. I haven't really used them in Minneapolis because I have my own bike. I actually have quite a few bikes, but I use them in New York, and having them as an alternative to Lyft or public transit is just, it gives you that freedom to move within a city that you wouldn't otherwise have. And if you don't like how crowded, transportation is, it's perfect. But yeah, just, you can change the maps out probably. I'm going to be updating this a little bit, including, more information on the pop-ups. Because right now, it just tells you how many rides there were. But I want to add probably the percent of rides that went to here based on all of the other destinations put together. So, just distribution percent and maybe some fun colors, or say, I would love to pull in this number from Google, but I could probably just use geo coordinates and just do as the crow flies and say, X percent of the trips that left this station were within that radius. So, if you go farther and farther out, it would be, 1 mile might be 50% of the trips within that station, or with, under a mile. And then, if you get to 2 miles, it's, less and less as you go on. But yeah, there's a lot of information. It's kind of fun to play with, but these public data sets are nice to just, sink your teeth into and play around. All right, well, I hope this was entertaining. I'll be posting the code as soon as I can. There's some changes I want to make, and also I want to clean it up a lot. Right now, I do have everything running in a function so that I just call the station ID, which is actually up here. When you select the start station, you can see it changes the actual HTML page. And then what we get is something that's probably going to take a while to render because it's just one basically massive line, or a handful of massive lines. They do this, I think, so that it's portable. Everything is, I think, just base64 encoded. Yep, base64 encoded. So that's kind of nice. You have these portable files that you work with, and you can just drop them in wherever you want. Yeah, I've been loving it. I made some other ones as well. I did a Minnesota population change where I got these shape files from, I think, the Minnesota DNR. And I can just go ahead and zoom in and out. It is a little bit slower because these shape files are creating massive pages, but we can go ahead and click on Minneapolis, for example, and see the change in percent from 2010 to 2016, and also the current population. St. Paul changed it a little bit slower rate. And then I gave some of the ones that were super low pink just because they stood out against this color scheme really well. So, ones that are not doing too hot are this color, but then the ones that are really bad are this kind of fuchsia almost color. So again, this one's under 5, this one's over 5 of a decrease in population. But it's kind of neat to go ahead and see all this. I couldn't find a lot of this information with these city names that are kind of obscure, like Schoolcraft or Savannah or Height of Land. These weren't in the census data for the population, so I couldn't import those, but there's a lot, and it's fairly comprehensive, and you can see a nice trend here where this strip is roughly doing positive, and and over here less so. When you zoom out, you can kind of get an idea too. But we've got this nice strip of, doing all right. And then up near Fargo, let's see what the name of the city is. I thought this was interesting. Moorhead. That's a pretty large increase. But, just bordering right there, and these shape files include like sometimes multiple. Haven't really dived too far into that, but yeah, Leaflet and R make all of this stuff really easy and portable, and fairly reliable. So yeah, if you ever need some work done, let me know.